So this is a real conversation I had with my mom yesterday. Okay, she's like, sweetie, yeah mom, what's up? ¿Qué pasa, mijo? Not much, what's going on? Do you know who a Acheeto is? What? Acheeto? Cena? Do you know who that is, sweetie? Is this someone from high school? No, sweetie, this is a Twitch streamer. Oh, Cenat. Yes, Cenat. He's in big trouble. Why? What happened? This story's gotten so big to the point where even the people in the old folks' homes are probably talking about it. Cenat, one of the biggest streamers on Twitch, one of the big dogs, decided to host an in-real-life fan meet-and-greet / giveaway in New York City, where he was gonna give away a bunch of free computers and PlayStation 5s. Pretty generous idea. I don't think you can really attribute any malice to this guy for having the idea to give away free electronics. I'm seeing some people say that it was a bad idea from inception, like, oh, you can't just say you're giving away free stuff at this place at this time, especially when you're famous. Too many people are gonna be there at once. It's just a bad idea. And Cenat, he should have just known that this was gonna happen. Obviously, I feel like that's a little uncharitable. Like, he didn't know that there was going to be like this massive domestic terrorist size like group of people there all at the same time. Obviously, he wasn't expecting nobody to show up and there to be a band of crickets playing as he's begging to give people PlayStation 5s for free, obviously. But for 10,000 to 7,000 people to show up, that's really unexpected. I mean, he gets like 40 to 100,000 people watching him live on Twitch, but to convert those into real people in one place at one time, and that to be like 7 to 10,000 people is absurd. That's a huge turnout. Now, of course, you have to do a little bit of adjusting and you have to tweak the numbers a little bit. Like, how many of these people are actually Cenat fans that knew this was happening and planned to go there from the start, versus how many people heard from their friend like Billy Bob that the Black Mr. Beast is in town giving away free PlayStation 5s and they need to get their ass over here right now. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, yeah, obviously a few thousand of them were definitely there to see Cenat. Once word of mouth spreads, the crowd size can grow exponentially, especially in New York City. Nothing's really that far apart. Like, you can take a few train stops to get over there to Union Square. And when you consider the fact that it's almost a financial investment for some people, like pay $3 for a subway ticket and you can get into Times Square and, you have a chance to like 50x your money by getting a free PlayStation. Yeah, obviously people are gonna do it. Now, you can say to Cenat that, yeah, you could have organized this better, you could have done this, you could have done that, but all this is sort of, assuming that he had any sort of clue as to what this turnout was going to look like. But to be fair to him, I don't really think any amount of prediction and planning could have led him to conclude that what was going to happen was actually going to happen, But on that note, what did actually happen, okay? What went so wrong? What were the highlights? What were the lowlights? Everything in between. Let's talk about all of that. So here's a clip of Cenat planning this event initially on stream.
Alright, look my niggas and nigglets, okay? Right here, my nigga. Basically, right here, okay? Right here, my nigga, we will be giving away PCs and all that.
He's like, what's up, fellas? Come here if you want PlayStation. But after planning it on stream, he went to Instagram to officially announce the event, saying that it was going to take place at this time. And from what I can tell, the event was good for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then it just, it absolutely collapsed. Now, I don't know how many of these clips I can show on YouTube because, they're talking about Cenat getting charged with inciting a riot. They're talking about all this illegal activity and such, so I don't want to get in trouble. But eventually things got out of hand, and Cenat was actually in danger at a certain point. There's too many people in a small space. Things have already gotten out of hand. Like, people that went there to get the PS5 and joined the giveaway ended up like getting into fights with each other. There was a fist fight that happened. Pretty sure a group of people like robbed some guy's hot dog stand and like beat this dude up because I don't know, man, they just outnumbered him, which is crazy to think about. Like, it's obviously not Kai's fault. He didn't say, yo, what's up, Cenat fans? I want you to go over to that guy's hot dog stand, the really old guy who's just trying to, be productive in society by selling hot dogs. Yeah, dude, just like destroy his hot dog cart and make sure you destroy as much of the food that he's trying to sell as possible. But either way, right, so things get crazy. The place that the actual meetup was being held in gets trashed and super damaged. A bunch of NYPD officers get involved and get on the scene. People are getting arrested. Could be wrong, but I think the arrests so far are in the double digits, which is a lot. So the environment's not safe at all. So NYPD officers eventually get custody of Cenat. People are saying that he got arrested. I don't think he got arrested because he's not in handcuffs or anything. I just think they're just trying to get him to safety because he was actually at risk at this point.
Bro, let me turn around. I got him.
Dig it, dig it.
So yeah, he definitely did not get arrested. Like, he's not spending a night in the men's prison with the fellas, you know? Like, Kai's not at risk for dropping the soap. And plus, even if he did get arrested, like, that doesn't mean that he's going to go to jail. Like, people get arrested and they get charged with stuff, they have to pay fines, but that never, you know, means 100% that they're gonna go behind bars.
Are you going to charge Kai Cenat?
Yes. The influencer is charged. He's going to be charged with multiple counts. At least 2 counts of inciting a riot, unlawful assembly, and a few other charges.
Especially in this case, too, like, if any judge were to look at the facts of this case and say, hey, you know, this guy was trying to do something nice, we can clearly see his intentions from the start, I feel like at most he'll have to pay a fine and then maybe do some community service, but I don't think he'll have to go to jail at all. And that's really not that bad. Like, if we're being honest, somebody in his Twitch chat could just, like, super chat the money for the fine. So that's easy and settled, but let's say for the community service, he has to pick up garbage for like a week or something. Who's to say he doesn't just do that with a GoPro on and stream that? Like, it's content. But the more you look into this event, I feel like you can't help but gain sympathy for Kai. I mean, there's clips of him going around where he's helping somebody who showed up to the event who's having trouble breathing.
Did she take medication? I don't know her. Are you okay? Take medication? Hold on, please. I know.
I just wanted to see you. I just wanted to be seen. I can't breathe.
Look, please, look at me. Look.
Okay. She was so good. She was with us the whole time.
You have asthma?
Yeah, like, let's just be honest, this wasn't the most bad thing that happened at this event. Like, people were getting arrested, there was fights breaking out. But what do you expect Kai to do for that? Like, referee the fight? You know what I mean? No. Now, I'm not really even a fan of Kai Cenat. Not that I don't like him, I just don't really watch his content. But I do feel like he genuinely tried his best to create a positive event. Although I would say the one thing that maybe he could have thought about going into it is, like, you know, you're giving away all these PlayStation 5s. I feel like the people that win the PlayStation 5s, like, they gotta be very careful walking away with the PlayStation 5. Now, full disclosure, I live in New York. I'm in the city fairly often. The truth is you gotta be careful in New York City. Like, yeah, there are safer places to live. People steal shit from you. People will jump you. And if there's a crowd of people that want to get a free PlayStation 5 and they see that you just won it and you're running from the scene, hey, who knows? They may chase after you, dude. You gotta be super careful. Whereas, like, you know, if you're doing a giveaway at some actual venue, yeah, there's security. It's gonna be very hard for you to steal something from somebody without security tackling you and tasing you and putting a needle in your thigh to sedate you. There were 7,000 to 10,000 people there, all in the goals of getting a PlayStation 5. All with the goals of getting a PlayStation 5 for free, might I add, right? So, you know, maybe if they didn't get it for free the legit way, they'd try to get it for free, you know, robbing some guy. Now, how does Kai Cenat prevent that? Well, obviously, he could use a legitimate venue, but then that's like, you know, that's so much more money, so is it worth it? I don't know. But if we're being honest, and I hate to say it, this event was legitimately a disaster. Like, it did go kind of horribly wrong. One unfortunate thing that happened was that people that weren't even involved in the PlayStation 5 giveaway were getting negatively affected. Like, some old guy in his 60s that was running, I think, like a hot dog stand or something like that, a concession stand, got legitimately beat up, and his products, like, he got, like, legit beat up, and then half the food that he was selling got stolen or, like, destroyed. And that's super unfortunate, and it never should have happened. But you know what's even crazier is Twitch streamer Hassan Abi defending the people that, like, legit this guy's business over.
And his whole kiosk was ransacked, all the chips were broken and pulled apart, things were taken off of it, and he was saying that he was injured because he was trying to stop the kids and they hit his head, his neck, his back. The gentleman is in his 60s, and, you know, he was talking to EMTs that were there and talking to the police that were there, giving them a report of what happened, but, you know, a totally just innocent victim in all this, that he was just doing his job, going about his day, and his business got ransacked there. But from where we are here, you know, it does that the officer circumventing them in that sense, and from my perspective, that's...
I fucking despise local media, dude. There you go. There is no better representation of how dog water local media is and how much they exacerbate, like, narratives that you see on Fox News. What role they play in the boomer reactionary pipeline. Local media talking about $3 worth of fucking Doritos. You know, there was a bank run or some shit. Like, also want to fucking make it seem like, you know, this is a riot that was completely out of control. It's tragedy porn met with also like black unruly teenagers. Look at them.
Dude, like some guy literally selling newspapers and Kit Kat bars in New York City, probably barely making rent every month, has his business totally over. He's losing money on every product that was destroyed. He personally was injured. He was attacked. And you're like, bruh, this is like Fox News. Like, it's right wing. It sounds right wing. Like, dude, shut the f up, bro. It's been like 7 years since you've worked an actual job. You've been streaming in your $3 million mansion for so long. You are the most detached from reality person I've seen on the internet in so long. And the audacity for you to tell some guy who was actually assaulted, whose job was ruined and his stuff was raided, for you to tell him, bro, the fact that they're talking about this is really bad because it might make people think that like crime is a problem, and people thinking crime is a problem is right wing, and we need to stop that at all costs. Like, dude, shut. He sits there downplaying what actually happened as if he was there. He's like, $3 of Doritos were destroyed. Like, I get that that sounds funny to you, Hassan, but when you actually have to sell $3 worth of Doritos in order to keep the lights on in your apartment, it stops being so funny. And and the morbid irony here is like insane. This guy's a socialist. He thinks that like the rich people are the bad people, the poor people are the victims. But yet when this actually happens, when some guy who's obviously poor, obviously way more poor than you, Hassan, gets his business traumatized, you think they shouldn't report on that because it makes crime seem like a problem. But here's the thing, like crime is a problem. And I feel like in order for Hassan to realize that or acknowledge that, it would literally have to be at his doorstep. Like he'd have to actually get robbed. And I'm not saying he should be robbed, but I'm saying in order for him to not be so delusional, he might have to face the cold hard reality of what this guy faced. Anyway, circling back to Kai Cenat, somebody else who was involved in the meet and greet by the name of Duke Dennis had this clip of him going viral, and just see for yourself.
Why did they do Duke like this?
I'm gonna be fully honest with you guys, I have no idea who Duke is. Duke could be in possession of 30,000 terabytes of cheese pizza. So because I don't know who this guy is, I'm not gonna scream free Duke, but let's just say that he's a normal guy who maybe just got caught in the middle of this. He's an innocent fellow. In that case, free Duke. But anyway, guys, that's all I have to say on this topic. With that all being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a like. See you guys later.